How to avoid embarrassment on the first blind date. One of the keys to the success of blind dates is whether they can create a good chat atmosphere. The first chatting left each other uncomfortable feelings, and it was easy to leave shadows in subsequent interactions. Let's talk about what kind of chat method can avoid embarrassment. Conversation skills, relaxed mode. To avoid embarrassment during a blind date, the key is to master proper conversation skills. From shallow to deep is the correct way to open a conversation. Let's talk about how to do it. First of all, when you meet the other party on a blind date for the first time, you can first introduce yourself generously and greet the other party, which can resolve part of the strangeness of the first meeting. If you are a man, you can gently extend your hand and shake hands with the woman to show friendship. Regardless of the way of greeting, remember not to act dull when meeting. Maintaining a good atmosphere will help both parties to have a better understanding. Talk about weather or news. After simply saying hello to the other party, you can then use today's weather, traffic, news, etc. as topics to enter the shallow chat stage with the other party. For example, you can ask carefully whether it is crowded when you come, whether the traffic is convenient, and how the weather is today. Of course, talking is not just asking questions blindly, but interacting with the other party. If it is a bit embarrassing, you can suggest ordering some drinks for a short transfer. And it can also create more topics. After all, we are here with the purpose of finding a partner on a blind date, so try to grasp the degree of shallow chat. Grasp the timing from the shallower to the deeper. For example, you can first ask about the company, position, etc. where you work. This information can help you open up the topic of industry information. But be careful, don't pretend to understand. If you know the industry information well, you can share your views generously with the other party. If you don't understand, then you can humbly ask the other person. Don't be self-righteous. Tips to avoid embarrassment on the first blind date chat. First, generally you may know the basic situation of the other party before going on a blind date, but you will inevitably get to know the other party simply when you meet. It is best not to directly ask where you work and where are you from. Asking this way, the other party will not be able to continue after the answer. There will be an embarrassing situation. You can ask, "You should be a Beijinger," and then the other party may say how you know, so the topic will start. Second, find a topic from an article in Moments. If both parties have a brief understanding of the situation and there is no topic, you can find a more popular article in Moments, and then discuss what the article wrote. At least you can avoid the situation can be said. Third, look for topics from the other person's clothing. Generally, boys don't know how to dress up. Don't know how to pretend to understand. That will make you appear ignorant. Fourth, if you have someone you know in common, you can find topics from that person, and then talk about that person's work, study, or something, which will bring both parties closer together. Blind date is not equal to marriage. A blind date is not about getting married when you meet. A blind date is to give you a way to meet new friends. Only when you chat can you become a boyfriend and girlfriend. In the end, it is possible to become a husband and wife. So take it easy and relax. Blind dates are subject to your preference. A blind date is also to be friends for a period of time, and whether you are together in the end depends entirely on whether you like it or not. If you like or are interested, you can eat together, play together, and refuse if you are not interested. The initiative is entirely yours. If you get along well, you will have the next time. If you are not happy, you won't see each other. There is no embarrassment. How to find topic to talk. 1. Take a look at the friend circle of the blind date. First of all, at the beginning of your meeting, it is best to have a preliminary understanding of each other's points of interest, which can be found through Moments. Just imagine, you don't know anything about each other. Unless some of you are familiar with each other, it will be difficult to meet this time without embarrassment. 2. Self-introduction. If you are afraid of embarrassment, you can simply introduce yourself first, so that you don't need two people to sit there stupidly and don't know what to say. Make a self-introduction, so that both parties have a certain understanding of each other. I introduce the good image in person mainly from these aspects: greetings plus name introduction plus basic information plus distinctive point shaping plus personal appeals plus thanks. 3. Find common topics. Remember to listen carefully to other people's self-introductions, so that you can get some information about each other's hobbies, and you have topics to talk about. There are several general directions for chatting: movies, travel, food, music, recent hot topics, and entertainment circles. This can adjust the topic direction according to the results of the initial understanding. 4. Listening is more important than speaking in chat. Be sure to avoid talking non-stop alone. Even if you have the right to speak on this topic, don't talk non-stop. Try to transfer the topic to the other person as much as possible. Just keep smiling and listen sincerely. 5. What to do if you are suddenly embarrassed. Whenever there is nothing to talk about, it will be cold, and when it is cold, it will be embarrassing. This is really normal in a blind date. We can change the topic immediately. You can also say generously, "I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous, and it feels like I forgot to give a speech for the first time on stage." Don't be afraid of embarrassment on blind dates. Just relax and meet people and chat with others. Don't feel uncomfortable even if you are embarrassed. This is normal.